Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Chiddy here and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. Now here in Uncle Chiddy's channel, remember my job is to simplify what is going on in the stock market for you guys, especially with the S&P 500 price action wise. Now yesterday, Uncle mentioned that we got a false breakout setup and the SPY needs to recapture 401 to cancel out that false breakdown. And if you was a bear, you would need to see SPY stay below 401 to continue the false breakdown and keep that setup intact. As you guys can see here on the daily chart with this big body green candle, it did not work out well for the bears today. 401 was recaptured and we popped as high as 406.5, especially in the last few minutes of the market. Look at that big move in the last 30 minutes in the market. We had a nice slow melt up all day and in the last few minutes, very nice. Okay, we're gonna talk about how Uncle traded today. We're gonna talk about what my plan is for tomorrow because we got FOMC tomorrow. We gotta talk about this. All right, so let's prepare. So as far as how I trade it, as always, I use the 15-minute chart and I wrote here, I write my bull case to the group. Today, bulls want to see SPY get back above 401. That's actually what I told you guys yesterday as well. I still believe bulls have control as long as above the 38.2 fib level at 398.48. However, the 200 DMA will serve as a critical pivot level for bulls as well, okay? So yeah, I was pretty much still bull biased as long as we were above the 398.48 level. As I told you guys in previous videos, I have fib levels from all-time high down to the pivot low of October low, and that 38.2 fib level is at 398.48. Okay, we cleared this level back in January 25th. Okay, so yeah, as long as above, I am still technically bull biased, but still I wanted to see 401 get back above 401. I was watching a level 41.3, which I mentioned to the group. And the way I traded today, my first trade of the day was, I actually messed up on that trade, okay? So yeah, so you can see on this candle right here, this is the 930 candle. SPY opened at 41.13. So my first resistance, as I mentioned to the group here, I have 41.3 and 42.3 are first resistant. And you can see the SPY closed above that on the first candle and hit the next level around 42.3-ish, okay? However, I ended up missing that move. And I saw on the 945 candle, SPY closed above 41.3. I entered a put there. And SPY dropped as low as 400.76. My target was 400. And once again, I got screwed over with SPY did not hit my target and I ended up getting stopped out. Okay, so I got faked out. But the great thing is that I take a lot of pride in is I respect my stop loss. And I did not linger, you know, being sad that I lost the trade. Okay, I quickly got into another trade. The next trade I got into was the 41.3 recaptured. It was not a perfect entry. I entered around 41.6, 41.7 is like around here. But my stop loss would have been under the 41.3 level if it closed back under it on the 15-minute chart. And as you guys can see, it just continued upwards. It cleared the 42.5 level. That's another level that I had. This was alerted in the group. Okay. Calls if 42.3 cleared to put 43.5 to 44 zone in play with 45-ish above. And you guys can see it just worked out beautifully. So even if you miss one trade setup or one entry, you can always look to enter on the next setup, right? You can see it clear 42.5, back tested at support, you know, hitting that level around 43.5. That was the next level that I had. Broke that. Okay, you can see it broke that level. Boom. All right, and it just based a little bit, but it never broke back below on the 15-minute chart. It held support and just climbed all the way up to 46.5. Very great day. We traded with the trend. Now, going to the daily chart here. As I mentioned, above 401, get back to being bullish. And now look at this. We got this big bodied green candle. We are back above that yearly trend line from January 2022. Okay, market makers got us feeling bullish, don't they? They got us feeling bullish. We got FOMC tomorrow. Okay, on those days, usually very, very volatile days. Okay, Uncle Charter's channel is not a fundamental channel. This is a price action channel. So I want to talk about price action. The reason why I want to mention FOMC though is that on those days it gives us, like I said, volatility and give us tradable moves. So from a price action perspective, okay, remember FOMC 2 p.m. tomorrow. Usually, this is very important you guys know this. Okay, usually SPY has a tendency on FOMC day when the data release at 2 p.m. we get a reaction, okay, a very big reaction. Usually the 2 p.m. reaction is usually the initial fake out. I'm sure you guys heard this before, but if you didn't, Uncle is telling it to you now. It's not always a guarantee that this will happen, but SPY does have a tendency where the 2 p.m. reaction is a fake one. And then when Powell speaks at 2:30, that's when the real reaction happens and we get a reversal. Because of that, I recommend you guys playing false breakouts and false breakdown setups. Okay, just for safety, play false breakouts and false breakdown setups. Because it's going to be very volatile, I recommend sizing down. Okay, if you do make money, you're going to make money with the volatility helping you out. So even if you size down, you'll be making decent money. If you're wrong and you make bad trades, you'll lose less than what you usually would lose, hopefully because you size down. All right, so let's get to the levels here, okay? So SPY closed today at 406.5. That was actually a resistant level that I had mentioned in the Discord. 406.5. It can clear that. Above that, I got 408 and 410 to 410.5 zone with 412 above that. That's an AOL level, area of liquidity. And above that is 414. Okay, 414 is a Fibonacci level. Okay, it's actually the 50% fib level from all-time high down to October low. Okay, so it needs to clear 406.5. Test 408, cleared that, and we can see the higher targets. Okay, that is the bull case scenario. I also would like you guys to watch that 5-day moving average. Okay, the 5 DMA. I don't know if you guys use the 5 DMA, but I use it. You guys can see in uptrends when SPY is moving in strong up moves, it spends a lot of time above the 5 daily moving average. If you go to like a downtrend, you see when SPY is moving down, it spends a lot of time below the 5 daily moving average. Okay, so yeah, we got one close below the 5 daily moving average in that yearly trend line yesterday, but we recaptured both those levels today. So watch that 5 daily moving average tomorrow. It's currently at 403.5, so that will be a support level, but it can change by tomorrow, maybe pop to 404 or something. Okay, so yeah, 405 will be first support. And 403.5 will be support below that. And I got 402.5. And then that green trend line is now at 401. Well, it's still at 401, okay? It slopes down to 400.97, but we'll just say 401. Keep it an even number, all right? So yeah, as long as above 405, the next resistance level is 406.5, 408, 410.5, 412, and 414. Add those levels to your charts. Okay, the bear case scenario, take out support levels 405, 403.5. Okay, that 5 daily moving average, very critical moving average to watch. Below that, maybe we can go back and test the green yearly trend line, which is at 401. Below 401 would be very bearish, guys. We already had one false breakdown setup that did not work, so it's getting weaker. So the next false breakdown setup may actually work, okay? But like I said, that fib level at 398.48, that needs to lose a loss of that level, then maybe I would swing puts. I would definitely swing puts if this yellow trend line breaks here, which is at 396. Okay, 396, 393.5 will be the next level, and 389.8 is the 390 zone below that. Okay, guys, add my levels to your charts. You can add your own levels, of course, if you have your own levels. Long the breakouts of resistance, short the breakdowns of support, okay? Remember, Uncle's just trying to simplify it using the price levels, okay? So yeah, FOMC tomorrow, 2 p.m. Make sure you guys do your due diligence on it. But just remember, the initial fake out is usually more often than not is usually the fake out. And then at 2:30 when Powell speaks, we get the real move, at least the real move for the day. And these days, you get some big move, $5, $10, $15 moves. Okay? So do not be stubborn tomorrow. I said yesterday that this week is not the week to mess around and find out. Guys, don't try to find out. Be humble and trade it like a sheep. Bah! Now moving on to Triple Q. All right? Look where Triple Q closed today. It closed at 294.62. Beautiful. That's important because the 50% fib level from August high down to October low is at 294.34. I mentioned how we had a false breakdown setup on Triple Q as well. Well, that's definitely canceled today. Okay, so yeah, it's dropping below it in the pre-market. In the post-market. But trading hours is the most important for price action because that's where it has the most volume. So to be bullish, Triple Q must stay above 294.3 and go test the resistance of this channel that we have here, or rising wedge, whatever you want to call it. The resistance at 297.5. If that can clear, maybe we go test 299. Okay, above 297.5 will be a breakout of this rising channel or rising wedge. All right, breakdown of the rising wedge is at 290.2 now. Okay, 290.2. So it needs to break back below 294.3, give us another false breakout. Okay, I do have support at 293. 293 fail, we can go test 290.2ish. Breakdown of 290.2 will be a breakdown of this channel, and that is when I would swing puts on a breakdown and go test and target down targets. Okay, there's a gap around 287.7 or 5ish, and then there's a level at 284.7ish that I would target with 281 and 277.5. All right, IWM. Okay, we got a false breakdown setup yesterday, but it got canceled when 187.6 was recaptured. I mentioned to you guys yesterday that was a fib level. Get back to being bullish if that recaptured, and it worked out beautifully, hitting that 190 target and closing above it, almost hitting that 191.5 level that I have as well. Okay, clear 191.5. We can go test 193.8 to 194 level. Okay, support's at 190. And that critical support at 187.6 is okay. I would swing puts below 187.6 is okay. It's a lot weaker now. Like same thing with SPY. We had a false breakdown setup that didn't work. The next one may actually work. Targeting 186, 183.8, and 182. Okay. Tesla had a very beautiful trade with Tesla. If you guys like trading Tesla, definitely consider joining my Discord. If you're in love with trading the SPY, definitely join Uncle's Discord. But with Tesla here, I had a bull case scenario and a bear case scenario. 166 is first resistant. Look to long if this level clears. Put in the critical 168, 173, 175.6 levels back in play. So the plan was to look for calls if 166 cleared. And Tesla opened at 164.5, cleared 166 intraday and popped as high as 174.30. A great trade with Tesla today. So yeah, so 168 is support with 166 and 162 below. All right, to be bullish, I need to see Tesla clear that 175.6 level. That's a fib level, and it would put back 180.6 back in play. Yeah, let's see, with 189, 191.5, and 194.5 here, okay? Now, if you want to be bearish, wait for support to fail. Starting with 168, 166, I would swing puts below 162, targeting 159, 155, and 150.5, all right? Apple also recaptured a level here, 143.5. As long as above 143.5, 145.5, 146.6, and 149.9 to 150 is in play, okay? Switch back to bears below 143.5, targeted 142, 140, and 138. Let's take a look at these inverses. So yeah, VIX did give us some more upside, but it tapped that orange trend line that I have here, the orange down trend line, and it went back and closed at 20 point, Closed at 19.4, okay? That's right on my support level of 19.4. So break down 19.4 tomorrow. Let's see if we get that third test of that support at 18. And I don't know. We had a double bottom there. I doubt it's gonna hold on the third time, but I'm open to the idea of it holding, but I doubt it. Okay. So 18 is next. If 18 fail, that'll be pretty bearish for the VIX. All right. So yeah, you see that trend line, guys. Got the third touch of it, and it rejected. So to get bullish on the VIX, it needs to clear that orange trend line. That means get above 20.5 to put 22 and 23.5 back in play. DXY, yesterday it cleared this green downtrend line that I had. Today it back tested the green trend line, guys, as a support. Now we are technically seeing a roll change of this green trend line, but you see this red hammer candle. It's not a very bullish bullish candle here, okay? I need to see, or would like to see DXY break above 102.3. Okay, that was yesterday's high. Break above that. Go test 103 and maybe 103.5. Okay, but definitely watch this green trend line. If it breaks back below 101.9, this is a false breakout, and maybe just maybe we can break that 101.5 support and go test 101 or lower. All right, let's end this with the option flow. Filter for 500k premiums or above. You see here 85% are in the puts. Okay, 85%. So a lot of big money still betting to the downside. We do see some calls coming in, but they're not very aggressive. Well, what I do see aggressive is this put order right here. Sweep, 1 million in premium, over 15,000 in size, 375 strike price for February 17th expiration date. All right, so big money still betting aggressively to the downside. Okay, triple Q. Oh, this is interesting. 61% into calls, guys. All right, that's very interesting. Look at this one, a block order. It's not a sweep order, not very aggressive, but it is $18 million in premium, over 8,000 in size, 300 strike price, September 15th expiration date. Okay, so these calls, you know, whoever's buying them, they're not in a hurry, but they are accumulating now for some reason. Okay, IWM, 100% in the puts, but none of these puts really stick out, but that's what IWM came up with today. Tesla, 57% into calls. Okay, most of the calls came in towards the end of the day here. All right, you guys can see that 57% in the calls. Apple, all puts, and they're very aggressive puts. They're pretty aggressive. Here's one sweep order, 5,000 in size, 135 strike price, but expiration date is for May. This one's 143 strike price, expiration date is for February 17th. 3.1 million in premium, over 7,000 in size. Okay, so big money is bearish on Apple. Let's end this with VIX, 100% in the put, split order. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you want more content from Uncle Charters, please consider joining Uncle's Discord, become part of the family, and let's make some money in this market together. Peace.